Hey guys, Shane here, Pocket Knife Review. We're going to do this quick video today, talk about one of my favorite so-called budget steels, 14C 28N. It's a Sandvik steel. The reason why I want to make a video is because I actually have an issue with them calling it a budget steel. I guess if you're referencing what it costs to buy the steel, what it costs to tool it, what it costs to heat treat it, all that stuff, it is a budget steel. But guys, this stuff does not perform like a budget steel. This stuff is outperforming so many what we call super steels. Not necessarily the high speed tool steels, but like your M390s, your S35VNs, S45VNs, stuff like that. 14C is just, man, it's outperforming it in edge retention and toughness. It does a great job at being corrosive resistant. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because there's a lot of information about 14C out there, especially for some of your knife distributors, their edge retention charts. And when I got to thinking about this, it reminded me of one of my favorite comedians of all time, one of my favorite funny men of all time, Chris Farley. God rest his soul. But he was in a movie called Tommy Boy, and there was a really famous line in there where he said, I can stick my head up a bull's ass to get a good look at a steak, but I'd rather take my butcher's word for it. Guys, unfortunately, we don't live in that world anymore. You better stick your head up the bull's ass because there's just so much misinformation out there now, man. That we're just being lied to constantly. And the reason I'm bold enough to say that those are lies is because some of these companies have made edge retention charts. And I understand that maybe when they did that, the premise was because, when they look at what the steel's made of and what it should do, maybe that's why they've got like a, D2 rated so much higher than 14C in edge retention. But guys, those things have been out long enough. We've been testing it long enough that we all know now that it's bullshit. 14C on many occasions is outperforming M390, S35VN, S45VN, S30V. So many steels out there that so many examples of 14C is outworking. And so at this point it's just become a lie. And but the great thing is, I guess, is as long as they keep calling it a budget steel, we can still get it on knives as cheap as like the Rock P801 for $28, and it outperform knives 10 times that cost. Man, that's embarrassing. 10 times. But it's just the truth. A lot of you guys have seen me pick at folks, about M390, calling it the D2 of the expensive knife world, and that's because it is. Because you don't know what you're going to get. You may get an M390 blade that holds a really good edge. You may not, because the fact of the matter is it's hard to heat treat. And guys, that's the most important thing in any steel. I don't care what you're buying. The heat treat is it makes or breaks the steel as far as its toughness, its edge retention, and that's why 14C is awesome because they can heat treat this stuff on a conveyor belt. It's just easy to get right. Whereas with like your M390s and your D2s, and guys, I'm not giving you exact numbers here, but let's say with M390 it has to reach 1850 degrees and be held there for 15 minutes in order for for all the carbides to do what they need to do. That don't mean 1800, that don't mean 1900, and that don't mean for 13 minutes. It means that exact thing. And if it's not done that exact way, it changes the performance of the steel. And that's why we're seeing so much M390 that won't cut and stay razor sharp as long as 14C does. And that's sad that we're spending that much money on it. But guys, this stuff, not only does it hold a great edge, but when you see the edge that it takes and how just absolutely shaving sharp this stuff is, man, it just lays hair back and it'll just shave you bald in just a few passes. I mean, it's incredible how sharp you can get this and how long it'll stay that sharp. But not only that, another great thing about it is that once it loses that hair shaving sharpness, I don't have to go back to my sharpening system. I can simply re-strop it and it goes right back to razor sharp. And I've done this countless times, guys. I can't give you an exact number, but I know I've got knives in 14C that I've stropped 8, 9, 10 times after a sharpening, and it's still razor sharp. And goddamn, you don't have to use an expensive strop, guys. This strop that I use was an old leather glove that the fingers were blown out of, and I cut the leather off of it and glued and nailed it to a cheap piece of wood and put some compound on it. I've been using it for 5 years. I've got nothing in this, and it's all that I need. 14C doesn't seem to require, anything expensive. You don't have to have expensive sharpness system or expensive stones or expensive strop. And you can buy these knives anywhere from 30 to 150 bucks, depending on how fancy one you want to get. And just buy a bare minimum sharpness system and keep it razor sharp all the time. Because, that's the one thing we forget. That's what these things are about. It's supposed to be about keeping them sharp so that we can cut things with little to no effort. It's not just about that fidget factor or how good it looks or, any of that stuff. They're cutting tools. And 14C 28N and its cousin 12C 27N are both excellent materials for cutting tools, guys. So, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money to get good edge retention. Don't listen to what everybody is telling you. If you want the link to Outpost 76 edge retention chart, I've told you guys multiple times I've got it. I'd be more than glad to share it with you. You can see who's lying to us, who's overcharging us. I just think it's a shame that these knife distributors, these big online knife distributors, are still doing videos every day telling us that one steel is better than another when they know damn well that it's not. Or they know that it's a rare occasion that it's better. So don't listen to all that, guys. Don't inform yourselves so that you don't have to overspend and you don't get took. And that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate every minute you guys spend with me. Peace. Love y'all.